Hi everyone, welcome to the another video. Today we are going to discuss the persistent system. Uh, a really good company. They have a strong client base in the last quarter. A really good investment in the AI field, and they are one of the fastest growing service-based companies in India. आप अगर इनके रिजल्ट्स देखेंगे लास्ट क्वार्टर के बहुत ही अच्छे नंबर्स हैं इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनीज और दे ऑफर रियली गुड बेनिफिट्स लाइक in terms of the salary, right? The flexible working environment, really up to date modern technologies they use mostly, right? Plus they have a good office food, right? And so many other benefits that they offer. So, and also they are hiring in bulk right now. If you go and search out their career pages or the LinkedIn pages, you'll find a lot of hirings in the Java backend ecosystem, right? So this is a really good opportunity if you're looking for opportunities right now. But clearing these rounds are typically higher, I would say, in comparison to other service-based company. Their interview rounds are a bit challenging, I would say. But with the right strategy and good preparation, you can really clear out, right? It's not like other companies like Infosys, TCS, Accenture, right? They have in among the service based, I would say their hiring process is a bit tough, right? But yes, with the right resources you can easily crack it. So the first step would be go ahead, find out the suitable job, and then apply for it and prepare for the interviews. Or if you have your interviews in upcoming days, this is going to be the most important video for you, because we are going to discuss really important questions that we have taken from the people who appeared in the interview in last few days, right? So this is going to be really helpful. Be with me till end of the video and we'll discuss most of the questions for it. Okay. So in this first section, I would like to show you, like, we have categorized basically into the three parts: list of important and updated interview questions, then persistent system interviews, frequently asked question, and critical data such as algorithms. Because in DSA most of people get stuck, so I have put out the things in separate for the DSA especially. Then you get latest interview questions that are really helpful and taken from the real interviews, right? It's not just a question and answer, but yes, taken from real interviews that can really help you in your next rounds, right? So just I will not be able to discuss the complete document because it contains a lot of problems and it will take a lot of time. But yes, I'll show what is the flow of the document and few of the questions, right? So this section, list of important and updated interview questions, right? So some of the common topics, because if you go into the Java also, you will see a bunch of concepts, right? There are huge concepts. So what a special concept you should cover before the interviews, you should really know. You understand Java, that is good, but yeah, focus on object oriented programming in depth, right? With some examples, they can ask you these principles, they can ask you to explain with real world kind of examples, right? So be ready with that. Then in data section and algorithms, they have list, tree, and hash map, a special focus, right? So go through, understand it, and what are the main functions, or what are the implementations you must know if you are targeting it. The special design patterns, right? Creational patterns, there are few singleton, factory, right? You must know. Structural patterns, we have adapter, decorator, right? These are really important as we use in the backend system very frequently, right? We have behavioral patterns where observance strategy patterns are there, right? So you must understand these. So this is, I'm just showing you the topics that you must understand before going for their interviews, right? Then algorithms, you must understand searching, sorting basics, right? SDLC they focus on because most of the service based work under in some framework, right? Because they have to deliver the things under the time frame and budget. So yes, they follow SDLC very strictly, right? So you should understand, especially agile, right? Most of the companies right now is using agile. Even persistent system for some of the projects, I would say they use waterfall model or a V-shape model, but mostly it is agile, so you understand it. Then database, we have several concepts, but yes, normalization, and their keys kind of stuff you must understand, right? Some of the basic queries, joins, those are important topics for database. Then yes, again comes the algorithm complexity. They have really 2 3 rounds of interviews where they first take you through the DSA problems, their complexity and all. So you must understand these, right? Then obviously as a Java developer, backend developer, you must understand RESTful service and API design principles, right? What are some of the basic terminologies and the concepts around it? You must understand this. Then comes obviously the Git and the different concepts around it, right? Concurrency and multi-threading, other important concepts heavily used in the backend. So you must understand, grow through the concepts and the concepts around it. Error handling, exception management, absolutely necessary for any application, right? So the usually you must understand each and every basic details of error handling and exception handling in Java. So I have discussed some of them, but yes, you must cover it. Then TDD, another important topic that I would suggest to know, right? Microservices architecture, some of the important keys around it, right? What are the important terminologies or the concept that we have in microservices that you must focus? So those are listed here. Again, concurrency, multi-threading comes in picture. Then we have virtualization and containerization if you are going for some OS level concepts, right? So must understand these some of the basic things. Okay. So CI/CD, I mean, it's not necessary, I would say, but yeah, having the basic understanding is always good, right? Being completely blank is not a good idea on any topic, right? So these are the some of the things that you must understand. A use list, I would say, especially for interviews if you're preparing. So you must understand these. Okay. So these are the important topics that I wanted to show you. Just like there are a lot of topics, so what to cover actually is really important. So this is prepared based on the feedbacks from the candidates, right? Then comes the especially around the DSA, right? What are the DSA patterns, how they ask, right? What are the things they can ask you to do? Like let's suppose I would take a linked list, right? um, Focus on the insertion, deletion, reversal, cycle detection, accept knowledge of different types, right? So this is around the concept of linked list. Then be able to implement the list from scratch, practice reverse list iteratively, recursively. Sometimes they ask you to implement the linked list uh, iteratively and recursively as well, right? So some of the patterns that you must understand, some of the algorithms is really important, cycle detection and the linked list, right? So those things I've especially listed here from the topics, right? So those things you should cover. Then comes the real part of it, that is latest and most credible interview questions, right? You must prepare it. So this I would say what are the topics or how many questions we have covered. You can find out we have actually 6 segment of it: core Java interview questions, microservices, Spring Boot, right? Front end, database, and Git, and each of them will have around, I think, 15 questions, right? So starting with core Java questions, very important. Any, I mean, persistent system for sure, but yeah, apart from persistent system, any company will have these questions at top priority, right? And most of the people fail around it because they know little of it, but they cannot explain in a depth. When cross questions come, they fail to answer. So that's really important that you understand in a depth. So how does hash map works internally? Why did Java 8 introduce trification, right? Go through this document, complete uh, explanation with answers of each of the things, right? Even with the examples you will find it out here. What is difference between map and the flat map in Java? Again, important question from the data structure. What are the functional interfaces and how do default and static methods work in interfaces? This is really important. It is asked in sync with the abstract classes, right? so they may ask you difference and other stuffs. Then also comes these are the part of Java 8 features also, so they may ask you Java 8 features and then come to these topics, so understand it in a depth, right? Explain the basics of JMM, focusing on volatile and the happens before relationship, right? So very important you understand these in a depth. What are the equal and hash code contrasts, why are they important? Absolutely important topic. You understand uh, string, how they are declared and what to use for comparison, right? So this is really important. What is immutability useful in Java? How do we enforce it, right? Be ready for the class questions also. Immutable you may understand how it is declared or handled in Java, you also understand. Then comes why do we need mutability and immutability, right? So be ready for answering such cross questions as well, right? When should you use synchronize and ring lock or atomics, right? So explained here in depth. I won't be discussing these because it will take a lot of time. I just wanted to show you the problems that we have, right, as part of this document, and the complete interview package for the persistent system. Some of the comparative performance characteristics of core collections, right? So these are the collections classes that you must understand, and how they differ among themselves, right? So really important around it. Yeah, this I was talking about a string pool concept, so this is here covered here also. What is the string pool and why use a string builder or a string buffer? What are difference between a string builder and a string buffer, right? Understand it. You will go, if you go through the document, you will get these questions very easily, right? What causes class loader leaks in Java? How do we prevent them, right? How do you decide between checked and unchecked exceptions? Really important. This is part of the larger exception handling concept in Java. So we'll not discuss much, but yes, go through the complete concept. So similar to this, I won't discuss each and every questions. You will find around 15 questions in core Java. Those are most important, and you must know before your interview. If you don't know, if you know, really good. If you don't know, make sure you cover these questions, right? Similar we have in microservices, Spring Boot, front end, right? You can see the front end. We have how does the React rendering lifecycle work for functional components. So what is reconciliation, right? What is difference between use memo, use callback, react.memo? Really important concepts. So these kind of questions I've covered here. This is complete in depth for your uh, persistent interviews, right? I'll show you databases similar. I was talking about, right, the important concepts. So we have joins with examples, right? How to utilize them. So you understand these. I've discussed in this document. If you're getting this, your interviews is sorted for a persistent system, I would say, right? Similar git questions you will get, each and every important questions that are being recently asked, and it is important for the interviews. So those things I've covered. You can get this document easily. Description, in the description I've mentioned how to get this document, and you can prepare for your interviews. Persistent system is a really good company, and I wish you all the best for your interviews.